Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Hello and welcome to the Late Apex presented by myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside David Sampson. We are here in the Apex Racing TV esports studio and we're going to talk about all the latest news in the world of sim racing, including the first reviews of F1 25 coming in. We're talking about new GT Manager game coming as well. New Revosim as well coming to the market with some of their products, as well as announcing a few new accessories as well. And of course, the title of this video as well, WRC returning to Kylotonn. How are you, David?
I am good. I'm very good. I've just been going over this Kylotonn word that's been bothering me. I know them as KT, that's why.
KT Racing.
Yeah. I haven't heard the term Kylotonn. But no, sorry, to answer your actual question, I am really good, thank you. It's warm.
It's not that, it doesn't, well, I drove in to be fair today, so it doesn't feel super warm outside, but it's very warm in this building.
No, it's warm. I came in on scooter. It's warm. Warm. Yeah, it's warm. I'm actually worried about tonight because I'm going home when it's dark and it could be freezing and I did not bring, this is it.
Sure, yeah.
So I might, I'm going to have to be careful.
Thanks to VRS, by the way, they're sponsoring this video because if you head over to vrs.racing, you can get their V2 wheel rims and QRs. They arrived here recently. We are their UK distributor, and so if you want to get those new wheel rims and QRs, which a lot of people want to, then do check out vrs.racing. We've also got their new wheelbase as well. That was put on their website a few weeks ago as well, and of course plenty more products, and also check out Apex Racing Sim as well for other products as well. But let's talk about F1 25 first, shall we? I haven't been watching super closely at the reviews, but generally from what I've seen, it's been quite positive. Traction gave it an 8 out of 10, which is
It's good traction.
That's pretty solid for them.
Yeah.
Improvements to my team they're talking about, so the fact that now you're the team principal rather than just a driver
and the
in
team
the car.
manager sort of thing.
Yeah, team manager, and so there's a few extra bits, a bit more in depth, and a few more decisions to be made in that sense. They've complemented the handling as well and the AI a little bit as well. I think they're a bit meh about sort of the other features like the reverse tracks and the return of the narrative storyline breaking point. But yeah, what have you seen?
I'm a big Traction fan, and I usually agree with a lot of their things. I don't know who did the review, but perhaps I don't want to know.
We can name and shame. Martin Big.
Okay, cool. It's not Harrison Lord then. That's good.
No.
I don't know. 8's a stretch. I mean, even the
IGN
Traction
always give
Yeah.
7 or 8, isn't it? It's every worst game ever. 7.
I just, even if you read the Traction review, slightly better.
Sure.
How does a copy and paste and
but
improve?
It can't be worse. If it's better, it can't be worse.
No, but the review. It's tough, man, because do we take it in isolation? Then possibly,
Yeah.
I would maybe give it a 7 in isolation.
Yeah.
Is it allowed to be in isolation? Because isn't this just a patch?
But if you're a consumer, if you're a granny who's like, my 13-year-old's really into F1, you can't be saying, well, it's a 2 out of 10 because it's only a bit better than last year's.
True.
So
yeah, so I do think it is. I don't know where to start this. Yeah, it's slightly better. Everything is better. And the biggest cons of last season are slightly better. They are still favouring controller users. Let's face it, that's where this flick thing comes from. So that you can play on a controller. You flick the controller to turn and you expect grip and downforce. Whereas obviously in a wheel, that's ridiculous because for us to flick it, we have to go from 0 to 100 immediately and it looks stupid. So, well, I've got a funny story. So I was watching Jarno Otmir play it, obviously. A few funny things. They didn't gift him the full, only the...
so you couldn't be Brad Pitt.
Which is amazing, right? You know, 2-time world champion, big streamer. I thought it was hilarious that his face was like, they've only gifted me the...
So was there the option for him to buy the extra one? Like, is the Dulux even... The Dulux is like delayed by a week? I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway,
yeah, it's weird.
So he was hot lapping. He was doing reverse Silverstone, and he was hot. And he's one of the best on the game. So he's hot lapping, driving normally. Let's say, normally, as if you could drive an F1 car. And then he tries the flick, and he was green, and he started laughing. Chat lit up, and then I just happened to have it open my phone. EA commented. EA was in his chat, and they just put a marketing spill, even in double quotes, which I found a bit odd, that it will be detrimental to the tyres to do this, and but obviously still for qualifying, it's a 1 lap thing.
So how he drives in like F1 esports, is that how does he usually drive? Does he drive the first
last
way
year
or
was
the second way?
Flicking. Last year you would just, the quicker you could get to 100, the quicker you'll be. And obviously that's what was a big detriment last season. It isn't as OP this season. Definitely you can get away with being smooth, and it does seem to be more detrimental to tyres. But then again, everything is more detrimental to us. The tyres are about they last about 4 times less, or they degrade 4 times faster, or however you want to word that. DRS is slightly less. Dirty air is slightly more. They've just tweaked the balance to try and make it a little bit more fun with racing. But then there's a few oddities, like it appears the AI doesn't experience dirty air, and that's so that they race, so that they're doing something. That's the problem. If they perfect AI, then there's no racing. So it looks like there's no dirty air effect for them. There's a few other oddities in the game. I don't know if Traction covered this, but like the wet tire, if you're good, there's never a use case for it. Still, you can put the wettest track down with the heaviest rain and run a load of laps in the wet, but you can make the inter slightly faster. Problem there being the AI will go from soft to inter to wet, back to inter, and you can definitely make the inter work. So, I mean, that's realistic, right? And when do we see the wet tire anymore? It's red flag, isn't it? And then by the time the red flag's ended, it's inters.
I don't know how, because it's always limited in real life because of the visibility.
Correct.
Rather than the actual limit of grip. I don't know how it works in terms of the F1 games, in terms of how wet it gets. What is the wettest it goes? Like, is it wet? Is it red flag conditions? Because if it's a bit before red flag conditions, then you're right. It is realistic.
Yes, exactly. So I think the only tweak people wanted is let the AI not ruin the like if you're having a fun wet race and then all the AI pit off of the inters for wet, well, you've got a massive lead and you're absolutely fine.
And will make another 20 seconds in a few. That's when they have to come back in for inters.
Back in for inters again, yeah. So that's a bit shame. I think overall, yeah, there's a lot of polish, but it is a copy paste. A lot of the bugs that were there are still there. It's a patch. If you own F124 and all you do is AI and you're enjoying it and you don't care about changing the liveries and reverse grids and the laser scan tracks, they are better. But I feel like more of the laser scan is off-circuit things. Like
Sure, yeah, I saw that compliments that there was a lot more track scenery.
yeah, like what's the word? The event feels more alive. I think that's what F1 does so much better than, say, iRacing. Practice, qualifying, race, there's a sense of event.
Yeah.
Whereas iRacing, it's just like, are there people in the crowd? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got fan events happening, the zones, the things moving around. You see the trucks moving around. Like it's overall, I like I say, I struggle with the whole 8 out of 10 review thing because a part of me wants to give it like a 3 and say just stick with the old one. But I get it if you're buying it. So I think overall it looks good. It is a game though. It is a controller game first that works on a wheel.
Sure.
As long as you go into it understanding that, you can have fun.
In terms of, I haven't actually read any other reviews for it, but it just looking at some of the headlines from Indy 100, EA Sports F1 2025, the entry that finally steps up the series. PC Gamer saying despite the commendable upgrades, F1 2025 feels like fundamentally the same game. The Guardian saying it's nailed on realism even when you drive the wrong way round. Top Gear saying a racing game that's all about the drama, I assume referring to the Breaking Point.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Breaking Point back. We assume this is the last one, but that doesn't mean they can't spin off a new story. Yeah, I mean, I like the graphics. Like, it looks good. I'm not sure what I'd play it on personally. Maybe a controller just to enjoy myself and put the assists on medium and run some races on the couch. I don't know. I'm not flicking. Like, I'm too old and my shoulders can't handle that.
Sure.
But no, the game looks good. It's just not a game for me.
Sure.
It's a multi-million-pound F1 mega racing game. Like, we can't compare this to any sim we play because this outsells them all combined times 100.
Yeah.
And that's just on PlayStation, let alone in PC and then Xbox.
Sure. Let's move on. In that case, let's talk about Revosim. So they're
owned by Nacon.
Owned by Nacon as well.
Yep.
So they have. Well, first up, we'll discuss about their full bundle. So you can now buy their Pure range. I think it's called their Pure range, which includes a 9 Newton meter wheelbase, their pedals, and their wheel rim as well. And it's worth €800 / £700. So yeah, that's the Revo RS Pure bundle, the steering wheel, pedal base, and pedal set. So yes, that is an option on that one. So yeah, I think we've talked about sort of their hardware in the past. I think they sort of fully released it to people to be able to use it like events a few months ago. But yeah, this is now the first time that you can buy it from their website. However, they also released some details about their new shifters and sort of peripheral elements as well. And they look pretty nice if you are a fan of shifters. So one of their elements is this shifter, which can be a sequential shifter, but also a H pattern shifter as well. And yeah, it looks pretty high quality from what I can see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just reviewing it now on their website. It's funny, the Revosim branding is getting less and less and less and less. It is just a logo on the wheel, a logo on the hardware, but on their website, it's Nacon Gaming. Yeah, you click on the word Revosim, but then the word Revosim disappears again. So it feels like it's definitely being phased out. But anyway, I think for 699 quid, obviously, I don't know if the pedals are naff, but the wheel looks, I mean, the picture I've got here, the wheel looks solid. Like, you got the RPM lights. It looks like it has everything you'd need. 9 Newton meters is close to the sweet spot of what you could need. I'd say it's on the low end. Like I'd say 9 to 11, 9 to 13.
So we get a lot of orders here for like the wheelbases from VRS, and I think we offer 6, 9, 12, 15, and 20.
12.
Overwhelmingly, the most popular one is 9. Surprisingly,
Wow.
Very few 12s. We had a 6 the other day, but almost all of them. And that might just be the pricing. I'm not entirely sure what the pricing is.
True.
Maybe it's just like there's a big jump. But yeah, 9 is very, very, very popular. By far the most popular out of them. Besides maybe the 20 as well. 20 is quite popular.
Yeah, here I've got another nice picture. I think for the price, what, 699 Great British pounds. I wish this kind of stuff was around when I got into sim racing because, yeah, I mean, we were spending 350 quid on a Logitech.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nice to see. But we've got a lot of brands now selling bundles. Like, it's getting insane, right? I think there's more than 10 companies, a lot of which 6 months ago didn't even make hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the elements that they mentioned as well. So their head of racing / motorsport at Nacon, Sebastian Waxen, said that they want a complete ecosystem, which they are pretty much on course for doing with these extra elements as well that I was talking about before. And this is like their first range, so like the pure range, but then they're hoping to introduce other ranges, and everything's going to be compatible with other ranges. So you're going to be able to go on their website and say, I want this, 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 and this, and create yourself a nice bundle.
I've found a flaw. I really have. Here we go. I've used enough pedals now to know I'm not going to like this throttle. So on the brake, you can see they're using 3 colored elastomers. I assume they're different strength levels, so you can almost pre-install a curve. Like you want the light at the bottom, strong at the top. I assume that's what it is, strong, medium, and light. It's this throttle that really, really, really bothers me. It's like that Acetec entry-level range that I've used in the Sim Expo. There's no spring, there's no bar, it is just a spring down here, and if you hit that hard enough, you are slamming that thing down.
Sure.
There is, it's almost odd, right? There's nothing there, no resistance, and with my big fat feet and racing shoes, to me, it's a switch.
Yeah, I mean, if you got shoes on that,
Yeah,
that's sort of when it's that light, you need to have the fidelity of like, you need all the feel you can get, which you don't want to be reliant on.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, in terms of the other things that I was mentioning, so yeah, they got the shifter coming. They got their handbrake as well, which is equipped with a 150 kilo load cell, which seems like a lot. Like your arm isn't as strong as your leg, right?
150.
Then there's the matching handbrake, the fly-off device equipped with a 150 kilo load cell. Seems a lot for a handbrake, right? Because like a brake pedal is like 120, and your foot is going to be more powerful than your arm.
Yeah, but I suppose it's when we measure these sizes, it's more how the linearity of the curve is happening. Like I was saying, it's like a brake pedal, right? Let's say you got a 250 kilogram load cell. When you've got your ankle on the floor and you're pressing it, it's heavy as hell. You move your heel to the top, it feels like a toy.
Sure, yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, with the handbrake, you can.
Yeah, exactly.
More, yeah.
I think the fulcrum, whatever it's called, is so far that it's just about adding that detail, like the weight of the car as it comes up. But yeah, I suppose there is different ways of measuring the forces, essentially.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, me and Lewis put together, it's probably about 120 kilos plus a little bit more, maybe.
Put together what? Sorry.
Well, me and like in terms of weight.
Oh.
So we'll see. We'll act as a handbrake and see if you can.
What you two will, and I'll see if I can lift your head.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm down for trying that.
We'll see if that's 150 is like a suitable.
So look out for that on Instagram.
Yeah, that's the content people want. There also a clutch pedal as well is coming, but again, that none of that stuff. The handbrake, the gear shifter, and the clutch pedal are available at the moment. But the other bits are.
I get why the throttle's there. Same reason Asetek do it on their bundle lowest entry deal. It's because, yeah, you can upgrade the throttle. I'm sure you can put in a, whatever the word's called, something. But they had to hit that price, right? The 699 is more about the DD and the wheel and the brake, and the throttle is, I mean, it's always going to be skimped on.
Yes. Yeah, I'll say actually how much. So the pedal set is only 130 quid. So you can sort of say that's 130 quid. The wheelbase is 460. So it is clear that that's where
What about the wheel? Is the wheel worth more than the pedals?
The wheel is 170.
Yeah, so even the wheel rim is worth more than the pedals to them. Yeah. But no, it's cool to see. I mean, Nacon are definitely making waves. For those who don't know, while we're talking about Revosim, so Revosim is owned by Nacon. Nacon are also handling the Rensport console release, and they're at our next story.
Yes, yeah.
As we transition
to Kylotonn, who do test drive Solar Crown and endurance motor racing, and now WRC. Because they used to develop WRC between 2015 and 2022, WRC 5, 6, 7, 8, up to
pre-Codemasters.
Pre-Codemasters. EA got the license and Codemasters developed the game.
Well, EA bought Codemasters, right?
So I think by the time I think EA bought Codemasters in like lockdown, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I think by the time that the license came around, Codemasters were already owned by EA. And but they seemingly lost interest for whatever reason, or didn't find it profitable, and so it's gone back to Nacon, which I think some fans of the series might be a bit disappointed with, because the rhetoric from WRC when the EA deal ended was like, okay, this is the end of this. However, we've got something really exciting to announce, and
we kind of hoped there was a next level.
Exactly. And I think this was the obvious thing that was going to happen.
Going back to an X.
Exactly. So, because who else is going to develop something like that? Like, no one's queuing up to develop a WRC game.
We wanted Richard Burns to, like, WRC, Richard Burns, the next rally sim. That's what we want.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's never going to happen. That would have been brilliant.
They are the publisher from 2027, so there won't be a new game next year. Albeit, I think EA might just be like doing like a DLC, like an update, perhaps with the new cars and tracks.
Like a Formula 1 game, almost. You patch it, you make things slightly better, and you release it and get an 8 out of 10. Bam.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
How much will it take? Not a lot. It's just basically a patch. Like, it's a smaller patch than we did midway through the game release, and we've just added a year number to it.
Yeah.
I hate that model, as you can tell.
Yeah. Well, yes, the same with FIFA and NBA and co. So I'm not sure if the 2027. So I'm not quite sure, because in a way, 2027 maybe that's positive, because that means that, because obviously Nacon could potentially release a WRC game tomorrow, because they could just take the old game and just change some stuff. So I'm not sure if the 2027 means, okay, we need some more time to develop this game because it's going to be totally different, or whether that's just a licensing thing. I think it might be a licensing thing.
True. Sorry, Thomas Hansen in chat had a really good point. You can bench more than you squat. That was his quote. Is it true? I've never really thought about it. I
always think your legs have more strength than anything else. So...
yeah,
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Because because you talk about these like load cell pedals and they're like 150 kilos. I could not lift 150 kilos.
Yeah,
So...
I don't know. It's tough. I say the measurement is how it's used. Like I say, put your heel at the top of the pedal, and it doesn't matter what setting I've got it on. The pedal ain't strong enough. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting for this. I don't know. It's going to take a lot. WRC is a much more niche game. They need to do something special with it. Like, they need to not use the EA model of making money. I don't know if.
Well, that's what they sort of did before in terms of it was a yearly release.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't know. They need. It's just in such a niche game, and so many people still just play Richard Burns, or even what's the old
Like the dirt games. Or...
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be an easy space to make money in, I think.
Sure.
But it looks like Nacon are just spreading the net wide at the moment with hardware, rally, the Rennsport console release. I've forgotten something.
Endurance Motor Racing.
Endurance Motor Racing. So yeah, they're obviously spreading the net. They obviously believe in it. So at the moment, it's not about just one game. It's more about the future vision. So let's see what they're planning.
Yeah, considering that, yeah, Codemasters are down to one game now that they're developing. Yeah,
Developing.
It's good that.
A yearly patch.
They own.
Oh, I've got to update the liveries. I've got to change that driver to that
I
team.
mean, do you have to update the liveries? Really? How many liveries are different
Yeah,
this
the
season?
Ferrari livery takes a lot of work, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see the F1 game actually released without the driver swaps that have happened midway through the season? So
I really lost
Lawson and
the
Aussie.
I mean, yeah, forget him. Lawson.
Yeah, so those haven't happened. There's no Hadjar. You can play as Hadjar though in
Sure.
F2. F2, yeah. Is it F2 or F3? F2.
Sorry, I said Lawson. I meant Duan.
Duan and
yeah, he got replaced by Colapinto. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can use Kylotonn. Oh yeah, that's it. You've got a good range of the F2 drivers. It looks good, but yeah, it's just
there's a weird thing we've mentioned it before, but I think there's only like 4 F3 drivers.
Yeah, F3.
Which
even though we don't, I would love to see the F3 car. In the game, I really would.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, and you look at like the MotoGP games, and they have MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3, and then like 5 other categories.
Yeah,
racing as well. The iRacing NASCAR game, which is being developed, that's going to have lots of different car categories as well. Even the ones 10 years ago had the trucks and the Xfinity and the Cup Series. So
maybe the future F1 game could go from karting all the way through, like do a lifetime career mode.
Of course, karting anyone can do. Like, there's no licensing on karting, so you could do that. You could do W Series easily. They own that. F3, F2, F1.
I think the biggest problem with karting is getting the tracks. There is no mechanism. You're quite literally phoning a Steve on his home phone, and it's his mum who answers. Like, there is no facility in place. Like, they don't.
I think you're downplaying karting. So karting is very.
So a lot of the tracks that they actually use on some of the circuits in the junior categories, honestly, they spend a lot of their life empty and
Sort of. So like you got like PFI in the UK, which is like an international one. I think like the big circuits. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So we've got Kimbolton, which is about it's probably about 30 miles away from where we are here, and that's used once a month because the neighbours don't like the noise. So that's once a month they can host an event during the weekend. And yeah, some are sort of like come and go, but yeah, some of the bigger like European hosts like PFI and some of the like I think Portimao, they got a big kart circuit. They host some rounds. So there are some. Of course, Silverstone's got a new kart circuit as well, where I think it's where Bridge used to be, like in the 3rd sector. So they're like where the tarmac used to be at Bridge and the old layout pre-2010. That's now been demolished completely. And you've now got a kart circuit there instead. So
yeah, I'm not. It's not Silverstone I'm moaning about. It's just I just don't feel like there's a license facility in place with the people that host the race. Like how it's handled is not on the level of. There's no lawyer. Like there's no mechanism for licensing it and getting that portion scanned and the copyright. I just don't think either they would know how to answer that phone call, or if they're going to say to him $1 million or 58 quid. I just don't feel like karting's that evolved in that sense on the sim side. I mean, we look at the British tracks. I do a lot of stuff with Motorsport UK, so I'm in the meetings. The UK tracks are the most expensive, more expensive than the Spa and Monza, and we're talking about Thruxton here. Like, it's not. Again, like I don't know if the karting's following that rhetoric of that pricing, then it's just not going to happen. You want a small portion of Silverstone, you're paying Imola price. No.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Moving on to, let's talk about GT Manager, I guess. I don't think there's a whole lot of hype about this. We don't want to talk about this so it's like a massive deal or anything. But this is like a formerly mobile game which has been ported for PC with a lot of features added as well. But
It looks
considering
good.
that F1 manager's gone, this is the next closest thing essentially for now.
Yeah, in a much better format. GT over F1 any day. Yeah, I mean, it's their price. They've gone from a mobile to a desktop, which just is a bigger screen, but they want $24.99. Like, let's see. I mean, it looks fantastic, but a lot of this stuff you don't see. We are talking about a manager game here. You don't get to drive. So I feel like that marketing video wasn't really representative for anything of what you're going to...
No, it seems weird to, like, they haven't got a console release yet. If I was developing that type of game, I would be all over consoles.
Yeah,
like,
but you use PC. Let's face it, PC users, they do two things. They watch games on YouTube or Twitch, and they beta test for us. That's it.
Sure.
I'm sorry, that's your average PC gamer. They will pay for it in every early access and not play it. We've all got early access games that we paid for and never played. So then, yeah, you use these people to polish the game, then you release the console and make your millions, and then you abandon the PC.
Sure.
Just the normal.
Yeah, that does make sense. Does make sense. No console release yet, so yes, maybe in the future. The other story we've got a couple more to be fair. Project Motor Racing. They got their 1970 Lola T70 MK3B GT.
Correct. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about this, Lewis, I was writing the note for this, and I was like, oh. Project Motor Racing have got another leak of a car out, and he said, let me guess, a 50-year-old car. And I was like, a 1970s Lola that comes pre-scratched. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for this. Don't get me wrong. No. Yeah, I mean, I love Lola. I grew up with Lola. Giga Track, Giga Trailer. So don't worry, I'm all for this leaked hype. Yeah, I just wish the leaks were a bit more, like, stop showing us the car, show us a bit more of the game.
Well, they're drip feeding it well, though. I mean, they keep on coming up in our notes because they're like, here's a random car, which we're adding, and they're just letting us know one every 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I am excited about this game. But obviously we had the recent event, wherever it was, in Europe somewhere. I can't remember where.
Yes. Was that what? Was that the Dutch one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, I think it was different. I think that was early. That's in like February. Maybe there's been one.
Well, people have got to try the game recently, and the only bit I found just a bit intriguing, because body language and eye language and all that, was when they were like, yeah, well, like the force feedback can be a bit light here and a bit underwhelming here and blah, blah, blah. Like, is that something you're going to change? And the guy looked at him like, we've spent years. Like, this is, like, we've spent years.
You don't like it? Oh, no.
We're sure we can... Yeah, tweak that.
This definitely isn't the finished product. No, this is definitely a work in progress.
This is just saying I knocked up on my laptop. Yep. Yeah. The real version's in that tent. Yeah, we'll see. I am excited for this. It's, I am excited for this one. Let's see. I just don't know if enough people are interested in this kind of like cars. Now I know they're talking GTPs, GT3s.
Yeah, and that's what they did in their release trailer, and I commended them for that. It was like, okay, you've dedicated the first 30 seconds to some cars that no one's going to care about, but then you finished the trailer with the GTPs, with the GT3s. On your poster, you got a GTP.
It's a Lambo, isn't it?
Yeah, Lambo GT, LMH,
yeah.
DH.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I am. They're talking the big talk. They're doing console crossplay, PC. They've got all the cars. They say they've got all the tracks. They won't show them, but they're saying good things. I am excited for this one. I hope they nail the online play from day one.
We mentioned Lamborghini before. We've got some more Lamborghini news here. Moza and Lamborghini have released another wheel rim. They had a very complex wheel rim released a few weeks ago, I believe. This one's much more simple. So this is their In fact, actually, maybe there's a better link. Ah, yeah, Top Gear did a bit more of an in-depth. Oh no, I've just lost the plot. So this is a Revolto replica sim racing wheel. So this is what it looks like. Basically, it's very, very basic. However, this is a replica of what the real life car has.
So it says Moza in real life. Wait, did they ruin their own replica?
Yeah, maybe it's scratchable out. Maybe,
Did
yeah.
they ruin their own replica?
Well, this is the car that it's from.
The Moza car.
The Moza car. I mean,
They ruined their own replica. Seriously, you bought it from Moza. You're buying a Lamborghini replica. You're paying that extra, and then they put Moza through the middle.
sure.
I know. I bought it from Moza. It's a Lamborghini replica that you spent money replicating. Then you're like, then some higher ups like, right, Moza on that.
Sure.
Unbelievable. Sorry, that's really annoying me.
So this is the car that it's coming from. So when I was like 12, I really liked Lamborghinis. They were like my #1 dream car. Now I don't really have a dream car, but back then I had Lamborghini Gallardo. It does look very much like a Gallardo. They don't seem to have evolved much over the last 15 years.
I get you. Yeah, I mean, I liked Lambos when I was a kid as well because like it's a poster car. A Lamborghini on a poster looks better than a Ferrari. But yeah, I mean, when Audi basically took charge of producing their cars, they were infinitely better because now things like the air conditioning put out cold air.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was pretend. It basically just you got engine fume exhaust. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I'm firm against the replica, but not a replica because you wrote Moza on it. Sorry, I'll draw the line there.
Sure. Well, I mean, let's have another look at it. See if you change your mind.
Yeah, it's not right, mate.
I mean, it is a reasonable point.
Because like you're always limited when you buy wheels like this. Like it'll have less buttons or less functionality because you're getting a replica. And then rather than adding the buttons we want to the replica, you added your own logo. I'm against it now. I'm very anti that bill.
I don't think there's a price yet for it. So.
Sorry, MBS in chat. Just while he's saying, I'm tempering my expectations on PM Project Motor Racing. If it handles like Rennsport, I'll be annoyed. I think the handling is looking like it's definitely a major step up, but it has flaws. But then again, what sim doesn't? It really depends what floor universe you're from.
Sure.
That's, I think, like, you know, I can't stand the ACC one because I'm an iRacing, but I love the LMU one because it feels like the iRacing one patch. Like, it really depends on the universe you live in, I think. And yeah, Rennsport, for me, some of the cars are completely undrivable because of the universe I come from. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, Moza are making. I mean, I'm joking when I put the Moza down because Moza don't know how to not handle their marketing well. They really have done fantastic. So that'll be at what DreamHack Dallas? Did you say that big, massive?
I think it's already happened though.
Oh
yeah, I think DreamHack Dallas happened last weekend. I want to say. So
yeah, May 23rd.
But I didn't really see a whole lot of articles after it. But
Yeah, I mean, DreamHack's not about the racing. It's just I think a few companies were. I think Lamborghini are there because there's another company with something Lamborghini. Perhaps it was Moza. Perhaps it was something I read about. I think we covered something was going to be at DreamHack last week. It wasn't Moza. Can't think. I feel like I read.
I don't remember anything.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew about the event, and yeah.
Sure.
Anyway. Did we played the Lola video, right? Yeah, I sort of blanked on that. Is there any other news? Have we covered everything?
We've covered all the sim racing news. We've got some news about what sort of news about Apex Racing Team. First up, congratulations to Peter Berryman because it's now been 10 years since Pete has joined the team.
Yeah, I saw an interesting fact that he's in the top 2 or 3 of drivers.
Was it Benito?
Exactly, yeah. Like, there's not many drivers who have hit 10 years at a top level esports. Yeah. One esports team. Yeah, some of them have gone, I've been at 10. No. 1 for 10.
Yeah. But yeah, like of course, some of the guys that like Pete and Jamie first started. I think Jamie joined the team in 2016. That they started racing against back in 2015. When it's difficult to say when exactly like pro sim racing really kicked off, but obviously you had guys like Kroenke and Hutu. And I guess you had Beneke sort of in the very early stages back then, but he was quite young. A lot of these guys, like Job, for example, were like 12 years old, 13 years old, 10 years ago. So yeah, it is quite a unique thing that the guys back then, there's not many of them who are still competitive now or have continued to pursue it now.
Yeah.
But Pete is certainly the exception to the rule because 10 years.
Yeah, I like Pete. He's a nice guy.
It'd be a
He's
big
solid.
thing
He's
if on this
focused.
platform you said, I got a grudge with Peter.
I would say it. But no, he's solid. He's really a really focused guy. And yeah, I mean, what a guy to have at the team for 10 years. I haven't even been sim racing for 10 years. At best, I was playing F1 on a wireless wheel.
Yeah, I haven't had iRacing for 10 years. So yeah, it's a long time. Of course, Indy 500 winner as well. So not the only one in the team, but nonetheless, it's still an impressive achievement. In R1 last week, we did very well.
Yes.
Of course, in the past couple of weeks, we started off in Division D, but we got promoted straight away, and that was a very, very big deal. We got into Division C, and then we finished second in Division C. And then last week, we raced at Daytona, and we won Division C. So that puts us into Division B.
2. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. You're doing it. You've done everything right.
I don't think that's actually very funny.
No, it was brilliant.
I don't think it's.
It's like a 3-week joke, so it's.
No, because I was really making a big.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could hear because there was a delay every time you said C and promoted to B.
Yeah. And I think you've sort of made a mockery of the real efforts that I make.
No, I applaud them.
Jamie won at least one of the races. There was a lot of runs to the line because not the DRS, the slipstream is so strong.
Yeah.
Nowadays on Redspot, you can't win if you're in the lead going on to the last lap at Daytona. So there was a lot of games played, and Jamie played them better than anyone else. And the rest of the team did very well as well. I think particularly Jimmy was up there as well. So congratulations on that one, because it basically confirms we're top 9. I don't think, because like the worst we can finish tomorrow is 6th. The worst we can finish the following week is 9th, even if we finish last in our groups. Yeah,
exactly. We're a team on form at the moment, and this is great because obviously we had some bad early. We ended up in D. You don't accidentally end up in D. So yeah, we're a team on the move. There's a couple of teams like Mouse. I named them because they're a strong, all-rounded team that have done well. But I mean, they're doing what we're doing in the opposite direction. They've come from the top and are absolutely flying down. Now, I assume they're going to be absolutely fine on points, but form matters in these R1 things because Saudi's a lot of pressure. You need that. I mean, the LAN events, these guys are beasts to just rock up on a rig you've not used, with settings you're not using, and you just got to hit the ground running. I still reference the time, just forgot his name. He fell asleep in the rig because they're in the rig for so many hours and so many events. Some people went for lunch, some people got a drink. He just power napped. I can't think of the name. He's with Kev now.
Dara.
Yeah. Dara McCoy just let his head back and slept. Brilliant.
So yes, that is Apex Racing team. In terms of Apex Racing League, Apex Racing League GT3 trophy was announced a few days ago. I'll get the poster up. And already a lot of the slots are filled. I think we've got 46 drivers already signed up.
And this will be
last week.
This will be all on the new time model, or
it will all be on the new time model. So yeah, it starts week 1 of next season, basically like the first day of the season, and it's a 10-round season, 10 rounds in 10 weeks. It's on Tuesday evenings. It's obviously on Apex Racing TV, and we've got the Pro, Pro-Am, and Am classes, and you can get a trophy for yourself if you finish in the top top 3 in any of the divisions. So do make sure to sign up. It will most likely sell out, so best to sign up now rather than later.
Oh, I'm tempted.
Yeah.
Because I'm not broadcasting this, right? So, yeah, I've been thinking to start doing a lot more leagues. I'm going to look at this, yeah. It's perfect timing for me.
Sure.
Tuesdays. I mean, I'm obviously going to win it. Is it a bit awkward, though? Because, broadcaster winning, like, is it, or is it fine?
You know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the... if you really want to win, I'll let you win, and I'll see you beat all the 8K drivers.
Yeah, I'm not worried about those, so that's fine.
No, it's only sort of 11, 12K that you start sweating. So.
Yeah. The couple of 12Ks, yeah. Mm. No, that'd be good. I can be pro-am, right?
You wish. You would actually, to be fair, be fairly near the top, though. I think you would probably be... Well, I mean, you covered GT3 Trophy in the past. I think you'd probably be up there, like 5th, sort of.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was
5.
Yeah, maybe. It depends. Some of those drivers are... Yeah, the top 3 is usually uneven thinkable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, who won last season?
Leon Mishka.
Yeah, see, that's way above my pay grade.
Yeah, and he's signed up for this season as well, so he will be very, very strong. Also, we have ARL Endurance coming up soon as well.
And my favourite series.
Yeah, exactly. Entries are not open yet. They will be open probably Monday next week.
You got Giga poster?
I could show you the poster.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I know there's one, so I'm pressuring.
Release.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good looking poster.
It is?
Gosh. So it's GTP, GT3? What about LMP2?
LMP2 as well. Yep.
All 3?
All 3.
Awesome.
The calendar.
Because it's tempting, right? Do you pick WEC or IMSA, right? That's what you probably always question.
Yeah, I think the popularity of GTP is so wishy-washy in terms of how the car is handling at any one time.
Sure.
That people sort of oscillate between LMP2 and GTP.
Sure.
Depending on how much they like GTP. So I think having LMP2 there is a bit of a safety.
I've even noticed an uptick in LMP3, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Not that that's an endurance going car, but I can get why. There's no bop. You know, like it's a safe car, a bit like the LMP2.
Here's the calendar. We've got your Spa, you've got Monza, you've got Hockenheim, Le Mans, Road Atlanta, and Imola.
Sam's finishing track.
My finishing track, yep. Always like Imola.
No, it's a good calendar. Hockenheim with 3 classes is going to be exciting, though.
Yeah, I wanted something a little bit different because 4 of those tracks are the same as tracks we've had in the past. Imola was quite an obvious one, seeing that it's in WEC nowadays.
Monza's a fantastic choice, I really do think, especially a league, a bit more better than an official. Le Mans, obviously iconic. I just watched the Gran Turismo movie, so I'm actually pumped to drive a bit of Le Mans.
Yeah.
Got the majors coming up, actually. The majors 24 is always a highlight of, I think, well, it's the de facto iRacing.
Well, I think it's apparently coming back or something. I think I saw something about that. How
I've seen
there's been
both.
like a licensing change. Or...
I've seen both. I've seen like, yay, it's coming back, or further cemented. I'm a bit confused by something has happened. Yes, I agree. I just don't know if it means it's the 24 or if it's just a change.
I mean, it's certainly not going to be on while the 24 is happening. That'd be too short notice, seeing that the 24 is only a few weeks away.
I think this comes around because it looks like the iRacing 24 is not happening. The one that's part of a series.
Sure.
So people are almost like, is that cancelled because you've got the real one, or is it even further clamped down?
Yeah.
Like I can't decide. Whatever. That's why I do the majors, because I can't bother with all the drama right now.
Yeah.
I in my head I still do Le Mans 24 every year. I miss the official. Of course I do. Yeah, it's really sad, especially because we've got all the GTPs. Like when we were last there, we had the LMP2, or was it HPD?
No, we had LMP2. LMP2 came out in 2020.
Right. When did we lose Le Mans? Long time ago.
20. I want to say 21.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
For sure. I think that's everything. Anything else you wanted to mention?
No. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm excited to keep an eye on Nacon, to be honest. I If they don't sell hardware and Rennsport flops, though, money will, I assume, start. Or
But
investors.
what's this agreement with Rennsport? Like, how much
I
at
think that-
risk are they, do you think?
I think they're a little bit more exposed because I think they're handling the port as well. I don't
Sure.
think they're just like, oh, the publisher will tweet about it. I think they're handling, their division or their team are handling the port to console,
Sure.
which is never a good term. No one's ever said those words. This port is fantastic.
Guys, I know you don't like the game, but it's being ported.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's another level.
It's been ported with more FPS. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the PC version with hindrances. But let's see. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I suppose some games get ported that just don't get mentioned. They're ported.
Yeah. But yeah, we certainly saw it with like ACC, how the console version
Correct.
of ACC is very.
Everything
Very
was
great.
worse. Everything was.
But then they never actually point out what is the difference.
Yeah.
Like, apparently the force feedback. I haven't driven the console version, but like apparently the force feedback is like totally different. But like they don't say that it's totally different.
Correct.
It's like, oh, it's the same game, but you're 3 seconds left slower or something.
Yeah, and the updates just come. You wait a very long time
Yeah.
to get the updates by the time they're approved or get working or ported.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it from us. Of course, once again, do check out the WRC.racing website to check out their V2 wheel rims and their new QRs and their new wheelbase as well, their 15 Newton meter wheelbase. We'll be back, of course, next week. We are covering Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup later on, though, from Interlagos, which should be a lot of fun, so tune in for that, as well as all the other broadcasts on Apex Racing TV. But for now, from me and David, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.